What you're looking at here is gameplay from the original prototype of LEGO Star Wars the video game from all the way back in 2004. Well, kind of. This is a mod created by Linterni Gamer, which simulates the original LEGO Star Wars demo, but it's as accurately as you can play this demo today. Can you imagine what it was like before LEGO Star Wars was released? How different Star Wars gaming would have been. The world was in a different place altogether. Today, I decided to go back and take a look at where LEGO Star Wars video games began, all the way back when I was a kid. We've got the new LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga releasing later this year, so I thought this would be a good chance to go back and investigate the origins of LEGO gaming. This here is footage of the original LEGO Star Wars demo recorded by IGN at the 2004 Games Convention held in Leipzig, Germany. This is what we now call Gamescom. It evolved into Gamescom. And the modder, Linterni Gamer, has taken this footage and done his best to recreate this experience. The experience people would have played at this event, the world's first hands-on look at LEGO Star Wars. The legacy this game has created. This is where it all started. And there are some subtle differences in the demo to the first LEGO Star Wars mission you would have played in LEGO Star Wars video game and the complete saga. But it's crazy to think about this. Way back in 2004, before this game was even released, and it'd go on to be one of the most memorable Star Wars gaming experiences ever created. So that's what we're doing today. I hope you come on this nostalgia trip with me and learn a little bit about Star Wars history. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. I actually found some footage of Games Convention 2004, and it's pretty funny going back and watching this, seeing people playing games on old CRT TVs and monitors. The original Xbox and PS2 would have been the consoles of this generation at this event. And knowing that LEGO Star Wars was at this event in its early stages, it's quite an interesting thought. This would have been the alpha build of LEGO Star Wars, as far as I know. And I think although at the event there were only a couple of early levels on display, the people at the event would have been amazed by this game's originality. It was like nothing that had ever been released before. In 2003, LEGO Interactive, the branch of LEGO that used to be responsible for organizing video game development and LEGO's interactive products, began talking about creating a game using their Star Wars license. If you didn't know this, Star Wars famously saved LEGO, who were in financial trouble in the late 90s. Not enough people were buying LEGO toys, and they were close to bankruptcy and fearing closure. Can you imagine a world today without LEGO? How different that would be. Well, if the first releases of Star Wars themed LEGO sets didn't launch in 1999 alongside the Phantom Menace, it's very possible LEGO wouldn't have made it much further. We might not still be buying LEGO off the shelves like we can today. So LEGO was saved, but LEGO Interactive shut down in 2004, and the idea of creating a LEGO Star Wars tie-in game was shelved. That was until Tom Stone and Jonathan Smith, previously employees of LEGO Interactive, decided to continue running with the idea and form Giant Interactive Entertainment in 2004. And Giant decided to engage Traveller's Tales, the British video game developer who were initially working on the new LEGO Star Wars game. They wanted to collaborate with them to make this thing a reality. So both these studios in separate parts of England began developing this game while also collaborating with LEGO in Denmark and Lucasfilm in California. LEGO Star Wars the video game had become an international project. And remember, this was still kind of the early days of the internet. 2004 is definitely in use, but it wasn't as easy as it was today to communicate overseas, especially working on such a large software project. And just a week before the game's release, Giant Interactive Entertainment and Traveller's Tales merged to create TT Games. I'm sure you're familiar with them. They have developed every LEGO video game since. And later this year, we'll be releasing LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Perhaps their greatest achievement yet. Fingers crossed for that. Now, I think this is interesting. LEGO Star Wars the video game released almost 2 months before the release of Revenge of the Sith. So if you played LEGO Star Wars back back in the day, you would have played through some version of this film before you'd even seen it, and even the world had seen it. You would have been fighting Anakin on Mustafar, playing through all the Revenge of the Sith levels on all these planets way before the movie was even public. I think it's pretty interesting Lucasfilm gave the green light on this. Obviously they didn't see any major plot spoilers in releasing this game. And after release, LEGO Star Wars the video game went on to become one of the most successful games of the decade. It was immediately popular, and of course re-released in LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, alongside LEGO Star Wars The Original Trilogy, which came out the following year. And I think it's really interesting that this was TT Games' first release, especially considering just how good the original LEGO Star Wars is, alongside The Complete Saga, and how TT Games have almost never been able to replicate this game's success and nostalgia. There's something so special about this first game, and about The Complete Saga, that's just never quite been captured in any following LEGO games. I don't know if you agree with this, but I feel like they created magic, combining two of everyone's most beloved franchises, LEGO and Star Wars, and that's why I think it's so fascinating going back and seeing where this thing first started. So why has no LEGO game since ever been able to recapture the magic of the original LEGO Star Wars? What was it about this game? And what can LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga learn from what you're seeing here, if it wants to be just as memorable? Well, I think it initially comes down to the fact that back in 2005, when this game was first released, there was nothing like it that you'd ever seen before. Never before in a video game had we seen these LEGO Star Wars minifigures come to life and you'd be able to play as them and control them. Never before had you been able to run around as Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, play as all your favorite heroes and villains and characters, and experience Star Wars like you'd never seen it before. What was so unique about this game was that it allowed you to play through the Star Wars films and re-experience them from a LEGO perspective. And I think the original LEGO Star Wars was released at a time perfect for this game. Gameplay mechanics and capabilities were just still simple enough that TT Games were enabled to create a basic but extremely fun experience. I've personally found some of the newer LEGO video games to be unnecessarily overcomplicated, and this breaks immersion and is where the game stops being fun. Recently I was going back and playing through LEGO Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars, and although I still think it's a great game, there's lots of it I find to be tedious and overcomplicated, whereas the original game finds the perfect blend of puzzle solving, combat, and exploration. It doesn't overdo anything. There are a few differences between the LEGO Star Wars demo you're seeing here and the final release of LEGO Star Wars video game. First up, you might have noticed that player icons are actually in squares rather than circles. To create this demo mod, Linterni Gamer extracted the files from the original LEGO Star Wars as well as the demo and found cut content that wasn't included in the final game, so some of that's here. The game has also had its graphics stripped back to make it look more like the alpha version of LEGO Star Wars, which I think creates that awesome nostalgic feeling. The alpha version is the developmental stage of the game, and the demo also comes with an unreleased trailer for LEGO Star Wars, which is pretty cool to see. I think this was just ripped from YouTube and put into this demo, but the fact it's even on YouTube, this thing was unreleased. How did it get on YouTube unless potentially one of the developers put it here? And back in 2005, seeing some of the scenes in the trailer, the dozens of battle droids all in one mission, the starfighters, all the different Star Wars characters as LEGO. Just go back with me for a second and realize how incredible all of this was, seeing it for the first time in a video game. It's pretty interesting seeing the original giant interactive entertainment logo along with Traveler's Tales as the game loads up. This is before they'd merged. A few other obvious differences: all the battle droids in the demo version are just regular battle droids, whereas in the final version of the game, they're security battle droids with red paint on their shoulders. And also, all the protocol droid consoles are already built. In the original game, you need to hold down the build button to piece together all the LEGO bricks. And I think in the original version of LEGO Star Wars, the LEGO studs you collect weren't as magnetic, meaning you'd have to actually walk over them to collect them. Not sure about this, but that's not reflected in this demo, but I'm thankful they fixed this early on, as having to walk over every LEGO stud to actually collect it would have been really tedious. Straight away, seeing this game's graphics, the lower resolution, and even the lighting and character appearances, the way the lightsabers look, kind of more plastic and like the actual real-life minifigures. I'm just taken all the way back to 2005 when I was playing LEGO Star Wars the video game for the first time on my PS2 on the tiny square TV I had in my bedroom. It's funny, recently as I've been making some of these videos, I start with one idea and the video just evolves into something else as I dig further and further down the rabbit hole. This video started with me seeing Linterni Gamer's LEGO Star Wars demo mod, and I thought to myself, oh, that looks cool, maybe I'll check that out. And now it's evolved into me researching the history of the original LEGO Star Wars and TT games, and I just want to keep going further and further. After going back and seeing this footage today and playing through this demo, I'm really hopeful that LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga can learn and can evolve the original gameplay you see here. If the game's going to be successful, I think it really needs to build on the foundations of the original LEGO Star Wars. Fingers crossed, it's going to be amazing. Perhaps it will be the defining LEGO Star Wars game of the next generation. Do you think LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga can learn from the early days of the original LEGO Star Wars? The footage I've shown you today, the simplicity of the game, the fact it doesn't overcomplicate gameplay and puzzle solving. Do you think the new LEGO Star Wars will deliver? And what was your first experience playing LEGO Star Wars? Did you play when the game was first released, or are you a more recent player? Let me know in the comments. And just the other day, I checked out a few LEGO Star Wars Battlefront 2 mods. If you want to see more about them, you can watch this video here, and stick around for lots more on LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I'll be making more videos about that soon. And follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and join my Discord for more Star Wars gaming, news, gaming nostalgia, and join my community. Come chat Star Wars with us. And thanks for watching this. My name's Andrew. I'll catch you soon.
Stay bombastic.